Good evening, everyone. It is Jeanette Martin, the creator and one of the two fabulous co-founders of the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit. And it is
Kathy Vester. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Thankful Thursday. Yes, co-founder of the Gratitude Appreciation Summit. And we are thrilled to be bringing a past speaker on tonight because she's been doing some amazing projects.
Oh, yeah.
Charmaine Hammond, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm grateful to be here.
Well, we're certainly grateful for you too. So tell us what you've been doing, because you've got some pretty special things that you've been giving back to community. Yeah.
Yeah, and now the conversation about community is so important as we all live through a pandemic, as many communities in Canada are experiencing some significant crisis and disasters. And I've been really fortunate to be working on my heart project. It's something that's so dear to my heart. I've been working on this for the last 5 years with an incredible screenwriter and director named Michael Mankowski, who has created a beautiful movie called Back Home Again, and it's going to be launching this fall. And we're just counting the days. It's just super exciting. It's a beautiful story based on the Fort McMurray wildfires in 2016, and it's a story about the wildfires and how a community came together and the regrowth of the community. And it was designed by Michael to be a conversation starter around mental health and community.
Wow.
So this particular movie is a bit of a twist, perspective-wise, to give kindness to the people that went through it. So tell us, what's the different perspective on how this movie is told?
Well, Michael, I'm going to just share a story about Michael because Michael, the screenwriter director, is a Fort McMurrayite. So he experienced the forest fires, the evacuation, and he returned early to the community, doing some work for the Red Cross, filming a couple of hundred interviews with people. And when Michael shares this story, he talks about how his perspective changed when he heard other people who had been through the same disaster, but he noticed how everybody's experience was so different. And it started to shift his perspective around what this meant for him. And very quickly, he saw that there were so many important stories that he was hearing through the interviews that needed to be told. And instead of another movie that kind of showcased the fires, he thought, what about if we showcase how a community came together? Wow. And the importance of connection and the importance of being able to have these conversations. So the movie was created to not only inspire conversations around mental health and around kindness and community, but to be watched with somebody else so that there is that opportunity to step into dialogue.
And this is being released in the fall sometime.
It is.
I wonder how timely that will be for the community of Lytton, who has literally lost everything too.
I know I watch the news and my heart just breaks every time I see the news. And I know for many people who have experienced disasters in their life, for many people, it is resurfacing their experiences. And when I think about what the two of you are doing around building community and helping people show gratitude and stepping into kindness when people need it most, this is important work. And when I've been watching the news, I've seen what's happened, and it is so devastating what's happened to Lytton. And I'm seeing people, around the world, not just in Canada, but stepping up to support this community on a long recovery. We were in a conversation with our partners at Canadian Mental Health Association and the Canadian Red Cross, and we were talking about what is that journey to recovery after somebody experiences a trauma, a natural disaster. And our partners shared that this is a long journey. And for some, it feels like it doesn't end. It's a long journey. And the message I took away from that conversation, and this has a little bit to do with that perspective question you asked a few minutes ago, Jeanette, is just knowing that it's okay to not be okay all the time, and that it's okay to ask for help. And so many times we focus on being strong and courageous and brave during this to just push through and get through, but it's okay not to be okay all the time, and it's okay to ask for help.
Wow. It's so beautiful. And just in about the next couple of minutes, I would love for you to recant your big journey you did that started off your whole kindness adventure. Just share again with we have new followers on our Facebook page, and weren't at the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit in 2020. I would love for you to share with our new followers the Charmaine Hammond story of kindness.
I can't believe it. It's almost 6 years ago. It's about 6 years ago now that my husband and I and my dog Toby ventured across North America, so 14,000 kilometers in a motorhome. And the journey was called A Million Acts of Kindness. And it was our desire to go into communities and talk about kindness, witness kindness happening, because this is what I discovered, is that our perspective can change when we see acts of kindness that other people do for someone else. And sometimes we're so busy, head down, focused, on the daily grind of work, that we actually don't notice some of the incredible acts of kindness that happen right around us. So I wanted to have a journey that would inspire kindness activities, where we would talk about kindness and where we would witness that. And having a dog like Toby, I have a big Chesapeake Bay Retriever who is on the planet to just love. That is his sole purpose. Just let me love you, let me play with you, let me bring you a stuffed animal. That is his joy. And so we had this incredible opportunity to meet people across North America, engage in conversations, and do some really cool acts of kindness while we were on our journey.
Wow.
Oh, I know. Don't you just like bask in Charmaine's greatness and her sunshine and her kindness and her compassion? We're gonna have you on again, because there's a burning question. We do these for like 10 minutes to respect people's time. I've got a bit of a burning question to put on the back burner. I'd love to know a couple of kindness stories that you had along the way, where you went to a place or went through a town and you weren't expecting something and something happened. It's those, you head into a tiny town, you're like, we're just here to get gas, and something really cool happens, totally unexpected. And I can just tell by who you are, that there's some that they're hiding away that we need to share with people, no matter how big, how small, how tiny, wherever you are on this road of life, that you can find kindness and witness kindness. So
there were many.
We reserve the right to have you back again, Charmaine.
Yes, I'd love to come back and talk about that.
I think there's an awful lot of stories out there that need to be told, and for people to connect with. Absolutely. Because of course our whole mantra is that whole human connection, and connecting with like-minded people. And I hope one day you'll get to meet Leon. Every Sunday night we do our kindness diaries activities.
He's amazing. I know exactly who. Leon and I have a book published by the same publisher, so I've had a chance to have some of the coolest conversations with him, and he's doing some incredible work. And I love.
We need to interview the two of you together.
Oh, cool. my dream was to get on that motorcycle and have me sit in the little sidecar with Toby, but I don't think we'd fit. I talked to him about that, and I'm like, I don't think the two of us would fit. But I love that the two of you have engaged with Leon. His mission is so important, and the two of you coming together to inspire people around kindness, reminding the importance of gratitude. I mean, it's all those shifts that make our world a better place. And one of my colleagues, Sam Dema, has a quote that's sort of etched onto the inside of my eyelids. And he always talks about small, consistent actions. And, sometimes kindness doesn't have to be this well planned out activity. We never know how somebody's 5 minutes before were. And I've had so many people who have shown me an act of kindness, even when it's just walking down the road and you've had a crummy day and somebody says, good morning. And then you just perk up. It's so important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Charmaine. We're at the end of our call, unfortunately. So we're going to do our traditional goodbye to everybody, and then we'll
warm our hands up. We're gonna do a heart and we're gonna pump it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, kindness out to the world.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Charmaine, for your
Thank you.
time. And we'll see everybody next Thursday for Thankful Thursday. Bye for now.